I met a gypsy.
Yeah, no, definitely. What was the challenges that you faced in 2012? Like, why? Well, I get like, why did you suck? Like, what was the reason?
Yeah, so when I was an amateur, I rode a lot, and I trained kinda, like throwing some weights around, but I was having success at and doing what I thought I needed to do to have success, minimal. And in 2011, I went pro Supercross, and I was like, yeah, I mean, as long as I ride enough and I do somewhat, and it just wasn't enough. And I didn't understand the whole training aspect. I didn't understand that you have to build a base. I didn't understand that you have to it's a whole process to developing obviously your body and being able to be ready for the season, week in and week out. And for me, I've come to realize that I can be the best, but I realize that maybe my progression isn't as fast as other people, so I really had to figure out how to maximize every opportunity I could to progress, as far as riding goes. And I knew that if I did that year in and year out, I could be at the level of the top guys. And I didn't realize that year, I didn't realize that I needed to work hard and stuff like that. I thought I was going to be able to wing it and do like I was in, amateur days, but that wasn't the case. But luckily I was able to figure out and realize that and change it, and I knew that they saw that in me to be able to, have that realization. Because at first they kept telling me, they're like, it's in your head, man. You could ride good and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm just unfit. That's just the reality of it. They're like,
that's kind
of
of
see a sports psychologist? Yeah, they're like, do you need to see a sports psychologist? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure my brain's okay. I just don't think I rode my bicycle enough, and that was about it.
Dude, that must be the worst feeling too, because that's not a quick fix.
It is not. And I was unfit showing up to round 1 of outdoors that year, and I just knew that I had to start from ground 1, and I needed to prove myself enough in outdoors to be able to get a ride. I didn't care if it was for free. I think Bobby paid me $40,000 the next year, and to pay a trainer to do all that stuff is really, really tough off $40,000, And that second year in 2012, I didn't have much money. I had this little Ford Transit. I made a lot of money through amateurs. I didn't really understand money management necessarily, so we spent a lot of money on racing. But I also, was maybe not as, frugal with my money to a certain extent. I was, but I wasn't. So I was living off $40,000. And I wanted to pay a trainer. I wanted to, ride and still be able to make it. But $40,000 in California don't go that far.
No.
And Austin Politelli and his family, they let me put up a curtain in their kitchen. And it was like a curtain, and I had my bed and shit all set up in their kitchen just so I could save some money to be able to pay trainer and stuff like that.
Damn.
And yeah, that was kind of a, as shitty as it was going through that, I kind of missed the simpleness of it, because it gets there's two ends of the spectrum. You get to the point where I'm at right now, and there's a lot more BS and stuff like that. And at that point, I was worried about making my van payment, making rent, paying my trainer, and eating, and that was it, And it was dude, that kitchen little room that I had set up wasn't such a bad thing, and it was a cool point in my life, even though it wasn't the success that you dreamed of, but it was cool.
I definitely, man, I completely agree. I told some stories somewhere. I did a podcast with someone the other day. Maybe I was talking about it on there, but just the struggle, bro, that we had. I was at Jack's actually, and we're at Miller's place, and he has this young dude, Billy Van, that hangs with him and rides with him and stuff. And we were talking about America. And kind of how tough we had it, and Jack saying how tough he had it in the start. And I was like, Dude, I spent like months, literally months in California with no electricity at my house. Like I just didn't, when the lights went off, like when the sun went down, like the lights went off. Like I just did not have money to pay the electricity bill. And I didn't eat. Like I didn't go eat anywhere. I literally just ate top ramen. And then I had multiple flights where I was straight hustling to get my bags on the plane. Because if they asked me like with excess money, like with the excess baggage, I just didn't have the money to pay for the excess baggage. So it's like, hey, I just filmed at Geneva Supercross, and if they ask for fucking excess baggage, I'm sleeping in Switzerland. Like, it just is what it is. And as fucked up as it is, I mean, right now, like, we're doing pretty good, and there's employees, there's a studio in the US, there's a studio in Europe, I got apartment. It's like, there is so much shit to manage that it feels like doing the podcast itself is like the least thing that I put my attention to, because there's just so much other bullshit going on. It's like, fuck, it is kind of simple when like all you're hustling to do is just get your electricity bill paid.
Dude, that's how it is. Even like, okay, just even like Team Fried right now, I thought it was just going to be making videos and drawing and putting it on t-shirts. But dude, I find myself on a Wednesday going to Fashion District in LA trying to find cheaper t-shirts and stuff like that to make the business, you know, kind of boom a little bit. And I'm like, damn, I just want to do the fun shit, you know, but it's not always that easy. So, but once it helps you grow and makes you learn about other industries and stuff like that, because I'm sure you had no idea that this was going to be as big as it was.
No.
You know, I remember being at OzX in, what was that, 2017, and that was kind of like your start. Like that was, it really was. But now you like it's popping, but the process is pretty cool. But then once you get here, you're like, damn, this is a lot of shit to handle. You look around and you're like, oh, I'm kind of in over my head, but I guess I got to keep going now because it seems successful.
Yeah, dude.
Kind of like, dude, sometimes I feel that way about my career. I'm like, sometimes I was like, I wanted to get to this point and make this money and be this good. And then it just kind of starts becoming bigger and you're like, oh, damn, I guess I'm here. I might as well keep going, you know?
Yeah. Dude, no, 100%. Sam always says, it's like my favorite quote is, bite off more than you can chew and chew like fuck.
Yeah, exactly. I like that.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.